A dog which was rescued after a near-death experience in an icy lake in Sparta is now being adopted.
News 8's Sarah Tamer tells us how people in our community are making sure Walter the dog won't have to suffer again.
That's right, Mike and Martha. When a Sparta couple rescued Walter the dog 2 weeks ago, they intended to adopt him. But they couldn't because the city of Sparta only allows families to have 2 dogs and their house is already full. Walter, who was abandoned by his previous owners, was then taken to the Monroe County Animal Shelter, but it didn't take long for someone in particular to realize Walter was the perfect match.
I have nothing planned today but hanging out with Walter.
We often hear of the phrase that a dog is man's best friend.
It's man's best friend, I believe that.
Dan Berger knows this to be true. When he lost his own dog named Bojangles in 2014, he didn't think any other dog could take his place.
I didn't look for one, I figured one would find me somehow.
Until he read about Walter's story on Facebook, exactly 3 years from the date he lost Bojangles. Berger just knew.
Looked like Bojangles.
It wasn't a coincidence. Walter found him.
I just fell in love with him.
Walter was abandoned and rescued after nearly drowning in an icy lake 2 weeks ago. It's clear his story of survival touched more than just Berger's heart. When college student Erin Hennessy also learned about Walter's story, she stopped by the shelter.
I just had a really strong urge just to come up here and visit him.
That's when Hennessy learned Walter already found a home. The good news made her so happy she felt she had to do something more.
And I asked if the adoption fee had been covered and that I would like to cover it if it hadn't.
Hennessy paid Walter's adoption fee, a kind act from a complete stranger.
After this, knowing that Dan will have a new best friend and that Walter will have a home, nothing is more worth it.
This simple act of kindness also brought more than just a dog and man together.
And now she can come visit him in La Crosse, too.
It formed a new friendship between 2 strangers who both saw something special.
Are you ready to go home?
In the same dog. Animal shelter directors say they hear about a lot of stories.
And this story was one of those things that you can never really prepare your emotions for.
But there is something unique about Walter and his new best friend.
This case in particular is just kind of one of those stories that's even more special because of all the pieces that fit together the way that they should.
And it just so happens that Berger's late uncle is also named Walter.
That was a sign for me to come and let him adopt me.
The 2 now have big plans together.
Somebody to talk to. And play my guitar, too. I think he'll probably like music, country music.
Monroe County Animal Shelter officials say they get at least a handful of animal cruelty cases each year, but adoptions like this one far outweigh the unfortunate circumstances some animals often face.
All right, thanks a lot, Sarah. Just a guy and his dog,
Yeah.
you know. But if you would like to see other dogs who are up for adoption at the Monroe County Animal Shelter, all you have to do is call them at 269-8775.
Like those happy endings.
Yeah.